Hello, welcome back. Today I am going to discuss the C questions which are asked in GATE 2014. So, let us start it. So, this is question number 20 as per my set. So, here a C program is given to us and here 4 conditions are given and we are asked which is true for this given condition. Now, you can see here that this is a header file. So, this is header file main. So, I is an integer I is being declared. So, then pointer I, pointer pi points to the location I. So, what we can do is, suppose if this is an array, if you consider an array, okay, and here the pointer pi points to this location where I it is. So, here it is, you can do 4, 5, 6 in that way. Suppose I am taking a array having 7 location. So, here then pointer pi points to this location of I. So, okay, and printf then I plus 1. So, here I at this, so plus 5. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, it will point at this position. Okay, so, your pointer it point at this one. So, here this compilation fails, it is false because it will compile it. Second, execution results in a runtime error. This condition is also false because we can see here this all it is properly executing. Then on execution the value print 5 more than the address of variable. So, address of variable it is not considering because pointer pi value at the pointer, right. So, so this is also wrong. So, final in the D on the value printed 5 more than the integer value entered. So, whatever here it is the value. So, plus 5 means the value at this location. So, this is the answer to this question. So, coming to the next question. So, this is question number 120. So, in this question we are asked what is the value returned by this function on execution. So, here you can see here. So, func 435. So, here you can relate these two, and num is equal to 435. Okay. So, count is equal to 0. So, from here then check the condition while num that is 435. Then count plus plus means count is equal to 1. So, your num is equal to 1. So, when we see this particular num greater is equal to 1, what does it mean? It means that you can shift by in terms of bits, you can shift it, or in other words the expression means it is divided by 2. Okay. So, now for 435 count is equal to 1. Okay. This one I am writing from this part. Okay, this is this one. Then when this done means 435 divided by 2, what does it mean? It becomes 217. So, at that time, so it will be divided by 2, then so 217 divided by 2, return count. So, again it will go. Okay. So, again it will go, and here then again you will check for num. Your num is equal to 217, then count is equal to 1, then it will be 2. Then from 217, again when you check this one, this condition, it will be 108 and count is equal to 3. What does it mean? You will check the num, okay? You will check for num, you do increment it, and when it means the number which is there, which is present here, it gets divided by 2. So, and then after that again it gets returned, and the process of execution is being repeated. So, 108, then again 108 you divide it by 2, it becomes 54, your count value becomes 4. Then after 54, if you divide it by 2, it becomes 27. So, your count is equal to 5. After 27, it becomes 13, 13.5 it becomes, when you divide 27 by 2, it becomes 13.5, but as it is an integer, now it is int. So, here your 0.5 gets eliminated and 13. So, your count is equal to 6. Then from 13 you will get 6. So, same thing, 13 divided by 2, 1. So, this one it is being so you can write 13 divided by 2, 6.5 gets eliminated as because it is an integer. So, count is equal to 7, then 3 again divided by count is equal to 8, then again 3 divided by 2, 1.5, it becomes 1. So, your count is equal to 9. So, from here you can see, and finally, what is the value of count being returned? The value of count returned is 9. Okay. So, from here the value of is the return by func 435 is A. So, this is the answer. Then coming to the next question. So, so in this question we are asked to see which of the 4 conditions given to us more likely to satisfy the condition, that is we want to set for this one P 2 and C 3. Okay. Now, we have to also see that here N and P are unsigned invariables. Okay. Remember, N and P are unsigned invariables. So, coming for A and D first. Okay. So, you can see here that N into N minus 1 into N minus 2. So, when you will multiply these 3 terms, it may go out of the range, out of the range of what? Out of the range of the unsigned, because here unsigned int it is being mentioned here, and it will return a value which is different from what is expected. Okay. So, it will return a value that is not within the range of the unsigned integer variables. Okay. So, for that purpose this one and this one gets automatically eliminated. Then coming to this 2 point, P is equal to N into N minus 1 divided by 2 into N minus 2 divided by 3, and for C, let us see, it is P into n minus 1 divided by 3 into n minus 2 divided by 2. So, now among these two conditions, so I had written for B as well as for C, that this is the B and this is the C. I had written the two conditions, and among these two conditions, which best suits our statement, means the question. So, here let us see this this portion. So, n into n minus 1 divided by 2, n into n minus 1 divided by 3. So, if suppose n is equal to suppose 3, okay, suppose n is equal to 3, then what will be 3 into 3 minus 1 divided by 2, you will get 3 into 2 divided by 2, you will get the answer 2. And the same thing when you will write 3 into 3 minus 1 divided by 3. So, 3 into 2 divided by 3, you will get answer 3. Okay. So, when I had considered for n is equal to 3, it is divided by 2 as well as divided by 3. Suppose n is equal to 4, at that time let us check, it is 4 into 4 minus 1 divided by 2, it is 4 into 3 divided by 2, so 4 into 3, it is 12, 12 by 2, it's 6. For same thing for this condition, 4 minus 1 divided by 3, so 4 into 3 divided by 3, it is 4. Okay. So, for n is equal to 4 also it is being automatically divided, but if you check for n is equal to 5, okay. So, for n is equal to 5, then 5 into 5 minus 1 divided by 2, your 5 into 4 divided by 2 is 10, and for this one 5 into 5 minus 1 divided by 3, this 5 into 4 by 3, here it is 20. So, 3 6 are 18, 6 point, you can 5 4, sorry, 5 4 is at, you can write here 5 4 is at 20, 3 6 are 18, 2.6. So, 6.67 you will get the answer, but it is 10, it is 6.67, but as here it is an int variable, it is mentioned integer. So, we have to remove this decimal part, so it will be 6, it will be 6. So, in that case what happens is that when you drew the truncation 6.6, or we can write either 6 or you can write here 7, but whatever it may be, something the accuracy is hampered at this position, whereas in case of this one it is more accurate compared to this one. So, in that case we will prefer for this condition B, and condition C is eliminated. So, from this question the best condition to which to set for this P. So, here the answer is your B. Okay. So, coming to the next question, it is a very conceptual question. So, here the 4 conditions are given and we are asked that which is not used, not performed during compilation. So, by definition we come to know that type checking, it checks for the semantic analysis, right. So, during compilation. So, it is not symbol table management. So, what is symbol table management? So, it basically store and retrieves the information about the tokens. So, that is also done during the compilation. So, in that case also this is not feasible. Then coming to inline expansion. So, inline expansion is basically we say it is a compiler optimization, it is a compiler which replaces a function call. So, this particular inline expansion is also done during compilation. So, the remaining is dynamic memory allocation. So, this is not done during compilation and it is done during execution. Okay. So, then coming to the next question. In this question, we are given a value q to 2 and what this function f of q return we need to check. So, f of q. So, here what is our q? Q is equal to 2, it is being there. So, this one we will relate here. So, what happens? Your x is equal to 2. Now, coming to this condition, x into minus 3 less than 0.01. So, how we do write this one? It is x square minus 1 0.1. What does it mean? Sorry, it is x minus. So, what does it mean? Sorry, it is x square minus 3. So, what does it mean? It means that we can write in this way. It means that either it may be this one or it may be this one. Okay. So, absolute. Okay. Now, writing x square minus 3 less than 0.01 is for one and for another x square minus 3 minus less than 0.01. So, what we can do? Your x square, this one will go this side and it will become 3.01. I had done the summation of 3 plus 0.1 and this one when it goes to this side it becomes plus. So, 3 point, so when we do the square root of this one, so x is equal to 1.735. Okay, 735. Then here what we can do is that x square minus 3 less than, if I take the symbol here 0.01, x square less than, it will be 3 minus 0.01, it is your 2.99. Your x is, sorry, when it gets this, so we can change the symbol. So here it is 1.729. I hope you had understood, because positive is when this minus goes here it becomes minus. So, it becomes, because positive is always greater than negative value. So, it is 1.729. So, corrected to 2 decimal place it will be 1.74 and it is 1.73. So, the answer for this one, it is 1.73 or it is 1.74. So, this is the answer for this question. Then coming to the next question. So, here equation is given to us, a C program, and we have to check in this C function that which of the following 4 condition is true for this given C function. So, let us see here. So, in J, static int I being declared, in case, so if I is equal to j, then we have to do the printf and we have to go in that way. So, now we can see here I is equal to 50 and when k is equal to f of I for the first time. So, here you can see k is equal to f of I. So, this I is okay. So, every time you repeat, you print it, again it gets print it, in that way you print it, but there is no break statement. So, finally what happened? It will exhaust the runtime stack or run into an infinite loop when j is equal to 50. Okay. So, this is all about this equation. So, it is very simple, as there is no break and we have to repeat it, and the value of these values are not being changed or modified, and as every time it print this one. So, it will repeat again and again. So, it goes out of the runtime, stack runtime. So, and it becomes exhausted. So, D is the answer to this question. Then coming to the next question. So, here a square matrix is given to us, and we have to see that after this condition, what is the output of the program, whether the matrix will be same or it becomes transpose, or you can see the point, say adding 100 to the upper diagonal elements and substring and 100 from the lower diagonal element, or none of the above. Okay. So, here now assume your n to be 2, because otherwise it will be not possible for us to identify. So, here I is equal to 1, 2, 2 and j is equal to 1, 2, 2. Okay. So, let us take one square matrix. And let us store some values there. Okay. So, coming to the first condition, I is equal to 1, then j is equal to 1. So, I is equal to 1 and j is equal to 1, it is your what is it? It is 1. So, it is 1. So, now if you try to apply this one, okay. So, you can write here temp, this temp, if you take here, it becomes C A I J, then A I J A J I A J I and temp minus C. So, you can see here this is in swapping, this is the logic of the swapping. So, if you do A I J is equal to 1 and A J I, so if you make A J 1 and if you do it, it is same. So, here it is not being reflected. So, it remains the same for I is equal to 1 and j is equal to 1. Then coming to I is equal to 1 and j is equal to 2. So, your A of 1, A 1 2, it is 3. Okay, here this is I is equal to 1, j is equal to, it is 3. Then when you do the swapping, what it will be? A 2 1, A 2, this is your 2, 2 1 means this one 2. So, in that sense you have to exchange it, and your matrix, what it becomes? 1, these 2 get swapped, and here it will be 3, here it will be 2, 1 2 1 2. So, here it gets swapped. Now, this one is done. Then coming to I is equal to 2, j is equal to 1. Okay. So, your A of 2 1, A of 2 1 is, so 2 1 it is 2, right, 2 1 it is 2. Then if you do the swapping, that is A 1 2, it is your 1, your A 1 2 is, this is 3. So, here they had done the swapping, we are applying this logic. Okay. So, again in the next, the square matrix becomes what? Again these 2 will be exchanging. So, 1 2 3 4. Okay. Then coming to, this is done, then coming to I is equal to 2 and j is equal to 2. So, A of 2 and 2, 2 and 2 it is 4. So, when you exchange the value of, this is A of j, right, this is, it is I j, and here it is j I, it becomes in this way. So, it is 2 and 2. So, in that case also it is same. So, finally what is the square matrix? You get it? You get it 1 2 3 4 I j 1 2 1 2. So, finally you can see that this one is same with the one which we had considered at the beginning. So, the answer is the matrix A itself. So, this is all about today's video. I hope you had understood it. Till then, bye bye.